We are inching closer and closer to the Daytona 500. Today, I'm going to do my predictions for the 2024 Daytona 500. Hey guys, so the Daytona 500 is coming closer. I'm kind of having mixed reactions to the 2024 Daytona 500. The 2023 Daytona 500 was very kind of disappointing. Ricky Stenhouse Jr. did win the 2023 Daytona 500. I really believe that Joey Logano had this Daytona 500. After seeing the scoring loops, the picture really tells a different story. Even though there were some solid moments here and there, Fox with the Daytona 500 in 2023, they did a really poor job just not really being in the moment of things that really mattered. There's different faces coming to the NASCAR Cup Series in 2024. Josh Berry will be replacing Kevin Harvick in the number 4 car. Kevin Harvick did announce that he said that 2023 was going to be his last season in the NASCAR Cup Series, driving for Stewart-Haas Racing.
2014 NASCAR Cup Series champion Kevin Harvick has announced that he will retire from full-time NASCAR Cup Series competition at the conclusion of the 2023 season.
Right now, Kevin Harvick is going to be in the Fox booth. We'll see how that goes, and hopefully he does a very decent job in the Fox booth. Noah Gragson will be replacing Eric Almirola in the number 10 car. Unfortunately, with Noah Gragson, he has been under fire. He's just been not a very good person, as I heard. That includes on the track and off the track. We'll see what happens with Noah Gragson in 2024. Noah Gragson was in the number 42 car in 2023. He just did not do a really well job with that team, and John Hunter Nemechek will be driving in the number 42 car in 2024. John Hunter Nemechek has been very successful in the NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series. The paint schemes will be different for the 2024 NASCAR Cup Series. Ross Chastain just announced that he will have Busch Beer on the number 1 car for the 2024 NASCAR Cup Series. A new paint scheme for Ross Chastain, and it looks incredible. Chase Elliott also has a different paint scheme for Napa, and it really gives me throwbacks to Michael Waltrip's number 15 Napa car. A lot of tradition to Michael Waltrip there. Rick Ware Racing will have Kaz Grala being in the number 15 car. Daniel Hemrick will be replacing Justin Haley in the number 31 car. Different sponsorships for NASCAR this year. Family Dollar and Dollar Tree will be sponsoring Jimmy Johnson, Eric Jones, and John Hunter Nemechek as well. That is a very nice touch to see Family Dollar and Dollar Tree being part of NASCAR. Let's talk about the predictions. The Daytona 500 is basically the Super Bowl for NASCAR. It happens every single year in February. Ryan Blaney is one of these drivers. I do have a prediction for winning the Daytona 500. Ryan Blaney is no stranger winning races at the super speedways. I wouldn't be surprised to see Ryan Blaney winning the Daytona 500 with Penske Racing. Ross Chastain, I said last year he would win the Daytona 500. I have high hopes for Ross Chastain, and I wouldn't be surprised if he does win the Daytona 500. Denny Hamlin, I would not be surprised if he wins another Daytona 500. Denny knows how to win at Daytona. He has proven time and time again that Daytona is a very special place for him. He can be very arrogant. You can't deny that Denny Hamlin is a really great driver. Hopefully this is going to be this year that Denny Hamlin will finally win his first NASCAR Cup Series championship. He's been in a very long dry spell. Martin Truex Jr. is another driver I do really like. I already jinxed Martin Truex Jr. last year. I'm not going to put him in the prediction for this year's Daytona 500. Another driver that is really great on super speedways is Bubba Wallace. Bubba Wallace is another driver that could possibly win the Daytona 500. He's been very impressive. 2023 was very impressive for Bubba Wallace in the NASCAR Cup Series. He even finished 10th in the point standings. I can see them winning some races this year. Tyler Reddick could be that driver that could win the Daytona 500. He's another driver that is very strong on super speedways, just like Bubba Wallace is. Jimmy Johnson will also be competing in the 2024 Daytona 500. Jimmy Johnson's results in the NASCAR Cup Series in 2023 was just not impressive. Jimmy Johnson will also be competing in other races in the NASCAR Cup Series in 2024. One of them being the Brickyard 400 at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. That is my prediction for the 2024 Daytona 500. It's coming up very fast. As for Fox and their broadcasting, I really hope that they do much of a better job to broadcast the 2024 Daytona 500. I'm not just saying this. You guys got to do better this year. If I see more of the same thing from last year's Daytona 500, this needs to stop. Sponsorships are important to the sport. I respect that. I'm not just saying that. But having commercials being broadcasted with 10 laps or so, that is unacceptable. You're basically missing out the race. Why even have a side-by-side with commercials and the race if you cannot really cut in during the race if something happens? This has happened way too much in last year's Daytona 500. Maybe having 3 or 4 or 5 commercials, I'll accept that. Having 19 commercials during the Daytona 500, that is unacceptable. When they come back during the race, they will also say, we have at least 36 lead changes. I would have loved to see those lead changes if you guys didn't show at least 20 some commercials. When a wreck happens, Fox should break into the race right away. Another thing Fox should stop with is showing kids attending the race. I don't need to know how many kids or people are attending the race. Whoever is doing that, please stop. I feel like the camera angles are just the same thing over and over again. The bumper cam view and the overhead shots are just way too much. Even the pre-show for the Daytona 500 has been very hard to watch. You have to take this event seriously. It's the Daytona 500. It's a very special event for NASCAR. You guys need to do better. I also want to congratulate Ryan Blaney on winning the NASCAR Cup Series Championship in 2023. Looking forward to seeing what Ryan Blaney does in the NASCAR Cup Series in 2024. If you guys want to see more videos, don't forget to hit subscribe, like, and comment. Take care, guys.